Basic anatomy. Endocrine system. Main function. Regulates body activities through hormones produced by endocrine glands. 1. Main components. Pituitary glands, thyroid, adrenals, pancreas, and gonads, ovaries, testes. 2. Clinical application. Blood tests to check hormone levels such as insulin or thyroid. Thyroid ultrasound to detect enlarged glands. Detailed explanation of endocrine system. 1. Main functions. The endocrine system is responsible for regulating metabolism, growth, and development through hormones. Maintaining the body's internal balance, homeostasis, including regulating body temperature, water levels, and electrolytes. Controlling reproductive function through regulation of sex hormones. Responding to stress through secretion of hormones from the adrenal glands. 2. Main components. 1. Endocrine glands. Hypothalamus, located in the brain. Responsible for regulating many body functions. Produces hormones that control the pituitary gland, including releasing hormones that stimulate other endocrine glands. Pituitary gland, master gland. Located beneath the hypothalamus, controls many other endocrine glands through the hormones it secretes, such as TSH, thyroid-stimulating hormone, to regulate the thyroid gland. Divided into 2 parts. Anterior lobe produces hormones such as GH, growth hormone, ACTH, adrenocorticotropic hormone, TSH, and LH-FSH, luteinizing hormone, follicle-stimulating hormone. Posterior lobe secretes ADH, antidiuretic hormone, and oxytocin. Thyroid gland, located in the neck, produces the hormones thyroxine, T4, and triiodothyronine, T3, which regulate the body's metabolism. Also produces calcitonin, which helps regulate calcium levels in the blood. Parathyroid gland, located near the thyroid gland, produces parathyroid hormone, PTH, which regulates calcium and phosphate levels in the body. Adrenal glands, located above the kidneys, it is divided into 2 parts. Adrenal cortex produces the hormones cortisol, a stress regulator. Aldosterone, a blood pressure regulator, and androgens, male sex hormones. Adrenal medulla produces the hormones adrenaline, epinephrine, and norepinephrine, which are involved in the fight-or-flight response. Pancreas is both an endocrine and exocrine gland. Produces insulin and glucagon to regulate blood glucose levels. Gonads. The testes in men produce testosterone, male sex hormone. The ovaries in women produce estrogen and progesterone, female sex hormones. Pineal gland, located in the brain, produces the hormone melatonin, which regulates the sleep cycle. 3. Main hormones and their functions. 1. Growth hormone, GH, produced by the anterior pituitary gland. Stimulates the growth of bones and other body tissues. Regulates the metabolism of proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. 2. Thyroxine, T4, and triiodothyronine, T3, produced by the thyroid gland. Regulates the body's metabolic rate as well as body temperature and weight. 3. Insulin and glucagon. Insulin reduces blood glucose levels by facilitating the absorption of glucose into cells. Glucagon increases blood glucose levels by stimulating the liver to release glucose. 4. Adrenaline and norepinephrine, produced by the adrenal medulla, regulates the body's response to stress or danger, such as increased heart rate and blood pressure. 5. Cortisol, produced by the adrenal cortex, a stress hormone that helps the body cope with stress, increases glucose metabolism, and regulates inflammatory responses. 6. Estrogen and progesterone. Estrogen regulates the development of female secondary sexual characteristics and the menstrual cycle. Progesterone supports pregnancy by preparing the uterus to receive a fertilized egg. 7. Testosterone, produced by the testes in men, regulates the development of male secondary sexual characteristics, such as a deep voice, hair growth, and muscle mass. 4. Hormone regulation. Negative feedback, the primary mechanism for regulating hormone levels in the body. When levels of a particular hormone are too high, the body reduces production of that hormone, and vice versa. Example, the thyroid gland regulates the production of TSH through negative feedback. Positive feedback, a mechanism that speeds up certain biological processes, for example during the birth process. The hormone oxytocin is produced to stimulate uterine contractions, which stimulates the release of more oxytocin. 5. Clinical application. 1. Endocrine system disorders. Diabetes mellitus. Disorder of glucose metabolism, usually caused by insulin deficiency. Type 1, or insulin resistance. Type 2. Hypothyroidism, lack of thyroid hormone, causing slow metabolism, weight gain. And fatigue. Hyperthyroidism, excess thyroid hormone, causing increased metabolism, weight loss, and anxiety. Addison's disease. The adrenal glands do not produce enough of the hormones cortisol and aldosterone, causing fatigue and low blood pressure. Cushing's syndrome. Excess cortisol, causing weight gain, thin skin, and high blood pressure. Turner and Klinefelter syndromes. Genetic disorders that affect gonadal function and sexual development. 2. Diagnostics. Blood tests. To measure levels of hormones such as insulin, cortisol, TSH, and glucose. Urine tests. To evaluate levels of certain hormones or hormone metabolites. ultrasound and CT scans. To examine the structure of endocrine glands, such as to detect tumors in the adrenal glands or thyroid. 3. Treatment, hormone replacement, such as insulin therapy for diabetes or levothyroxine for hypothyroidism. Hormone-lowering drugs, for example, drugs to lower cortisol levels in Cushing's syndrome. Surgery, to remove tumors affecting endocrine glands, such as pituitary or thyroid tumors. The endocrine system plays a very important role in regulating various body functions.